I think one of the interesting things too in this story and in the book To Live Again is the settings that I've utilized. I mean, there couldn't be a greater contrast between two places than maybe Destin, Florida, the entire Emerald Coast down there, and a place like Barber County. That's what Carter is trying to get back to. He, you know, it's difficult to find anybody that I lived in Walton County for 15 years. It's difficult to find anyone that's actually from there. I mean, there are people that were born and raised there, but they're few and far between. And Carter has been able to kind of almost live a make-believe life there, an anonymous life, and all these things have happened to him, and now he really yearns to get back to a place that sort of hasn't changed much. And you know, when you drive through some of these rural places that we have in Alabama, Barber County is one of them, Henry County comes to mind. I can go places today that look exactly like they did when I was a child, and that's a huge difference, because you go down to the coast and everything's different. If you haven't been down there in a year, you may not even know how to get around. So I think it's not only just two places, but it's two completely different civilizations almost. And that's really what Carter wants to do. He's trying desperately to get back to something that's unchanging, that's solid, that he can connect with, and he doesn't have to be held accountable for all of these transgressions that have now piled up on his doorstep and caused him so much grief. The characters in the story are very interesting. The protagonist is a gentleman by the name of Carter Fleming. He grew up in Eufaula, Alabama. He had a construction company. He moved down to the Destin, Fort Walton Beach area very early in life. He's been very successful. He's a strong physical presence as a man. He very singular of purpose, very driven. He's a smart guy, but he understands how to put things together and make deals. And his success, though, in business has not necessarily translated to success in his own personal life. In his mind, I think he's successful in all areas of his life, because he is that kind of man. He is not going to allow himself to think in terms of failure. But he has now come upon some hard times. He's had some bad business deals. He's had an affair blow up in his face, and that has really hurt his standing in the community. His wife of many, many years has thrown him out of the house, and he's just now sort of repairing that damage, and he's in a real state of flux, really, personally and professionally. And that's how the story begins, is he's trying to work these things out, get back on his feet, and regain that confidence that he has had his entire life.